Well, howdy folks, and welcome to Simple Matters, a place where simplicity matters. I started this channel to take on technology and other complex subjects and break them down into plain English. No jargon or complex terms, just plain English. That's how I wanted it when I was growing, but seldom got. After speaking with my peers and coworkers and professional colleagues over the years, I noticed a decline in the technical acuity of some of the aging folks that I came in contact with. I also noticed a certain reluctance to share their concerns out of fears of embarrassment or shame. So they would struggle with things quietly or just avoid them altogether. When I think about how long I've been in tech and find myself sometimes concerned with some of the same things, I can't imagine what it must be like to find yourself now with little or no technical knowledge in a world that's becoming rapidly entirely digital. So I did some research and compiled what I believe are the top 5 concerns that seniors have with technology, ordered from least to most significant, with 5 being the least and 1 being the most significant. Many of my peers feel they just don't know what they don't know, and so they have a little appetite or patience for dealing with a bunch of jargon and complex terms. Just a bunch of nonsense, I've heard them say. Why should I learn it anyway? I tell them what I'm telling you now. We are grown-ass adults, and we can and do learn new things every single day. So I think mostly the hesitation is they simply see no benefit in learning a specific technology. And to that, I would have to agree, sort of. I'm going to share an axiom with you that I'll cover again later. We don't need to learn what we don't need to use. Just let it go. If the tech is too complex and it serves us no apparent benefit, then simply pass it on. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little story. Imagine a humble old man slumbering along when he finds a magic lantern. He, being a learned man, quickly grabs up the lantern and begins to rub. Of course, a genie comes out and grants the man 3 solutions for 3 of his most difficult problems. So the man says, "Oh, genie, I don't hear like I used to." And the genie immediately made everything louder. And so the astounded old fella utters, "Oh, genie, I don't see like I used to." And the genie immediately made everything bigger. And now, encouraged, the aging man cries, "My hands are stricken with rheumatoid, and I find it hard to type." And so the genie told the man he already had what he needed. And the man begged, "What, O genie? What is it that I have that can help me with this?" And the genie replied, "You have a voice, old man. With that voice, you can issue commands to your device, and it will listen." Then the man was so grateful, he completely forgot to ask the genie for a 3rd solution. Perhaps solve world hunger, or deactivate all the nukes worldwide, or put $50 in his bank account to cover an overdraft. But he didn't, and that's that. Seriously though, most technology today can be made bigger and louder so that we can overcome some of these issues. With a little guidance, we can take control of our technical life and not let physical limitations be technical limitations. I'll talk to you more about this later when we get there. Now, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by complexity and all the new stuff that's coming rushing at us, welcome to the club. You're not alone. And it's not just among seniors either. Most technology doubles on itself every 6 months. This can create a dizzying effect on our brain. So, if we're not careful, we can become so overwhelmed that we will hit a wall and stop. And this tragedy can be totally avoidable. I'll get into how we can break down seemingly overwhelmingly complex technology into digestible chunks that will help us identify what, if any, benefit a specific tech has. For now, I'll tell you this, refer to number 5, and remember the axiom, we don't need to learn what we don't need to use. We'll talk about ways to chisel away at complexity and extract some simple core components with which to concentrate on. We don't have to boil the ocean. Fear of screwing something up is very real. I get it. When first exposed to something that seems mountainous, it can be overwhelming to a point of paralyzing ourselves. And this can make anyone question why they would put themselves through that in the first place. But let me say this, there is really nothing short of physical harm that you can do to break your technology device. At least not the mainstream devices like cell phones, tablets, headphones, etc. These devices are tough, and even if you somehow manage to set some configuration item that made it hard to use the device, you can always reset it. That said, you can accidentally delete an important document or order something unintentionally, or worse, install a rogue application that wants to harvest all your data and lock your phone. These fears are justified, and that's why I will cover them as much as possible in this video. No surprise that the number one concern is security, and it well should be. And not just for seniors. I have found that security is the number one concern with most age groups. And with all of the publicized attacks and data breaches, it can tend to make us a little skittish about using certain technology, especially online technology. There is much to cover with security. Some will go beyond the scope of this video, but I will show you how to operate in a lockdown mode so that you can sleep easy knowing that you are protecting yourself, your personal data, and even your family. So, while I encourage folks to use technology, I can't emphasize enough the importance of security and safety in a nearly entirely digital world. So up to now, I have briefly introduced the top 5 concerns that seniors have with using technology, especially some of the newer stuff. We talked about how lack of knowledge and physical limitations need not be roadblocks to technology. We realize that we don't have to be an expert at everything, only that which pertains directly to us in our lives. And we visited the subject of security and realized that our concerns here are valid, but that we can learn to operate technology in a safe and secure way. From here, I'll do some deeper dives into each of these concerns. Enjoy the video, and please remember to subscribe and like this video.